Hello YouTubers, it's me making another video, same day. Um, just made a video about the Rusty Revolver, and now I'm decided to make another video. See the hat I'm wearing there. Just like a little thing, see what you guys have to say about it, guys and gals, uh, anybody. Just it's about the current situation. I've been reading the news and checking things out, and well, I see that what is it called? Obama. President Obama wants to change the laws so that everyone who buys any kind of firearm, whether it's a long gun, handgun, etc., has to go through a background check. Uh, and I want to know how you guys feel about that. Because me personally, I'm a little mixed about it. Because well, I know some states in America. I'll say, yeah, guys, this is for every viewer. I am from America, and that's where I film these videos. And well, yeah, just different states have different laws regarding firearms. For example, Virginia, where the NRA headquarters is, has pretty loose firearms laws compared to the state that I live in. State that I live in requires background checks, no matter what, for handguns, whether it's revolvers or pistols. And however, long guns, whether it's an AK, AR, or a shotgun, etc., those selling from one person to another, providing you're not a FFL, Federal Firearms Licensed person. If you're just a private person, regular average Joe, you can sell a long gun to another average Joe um, without a background check, so long as you know that they're not a felon. Like you're not supposed to willingly sell a felon a firearm, and that's with any state, according to federal law. After the 1968 Gun Control Act, and the 1968 Gun Control Act, that was the last major um, firearms regulation that I am aware of. President Clinton's 1994 assault weapons ban. It wasn't like the 1968 GCA. 1968 GCA Gun Control Act. That made it so that you can't get mail order gun sales anymore. From what I imagine, uh, that law before that law was put into place, people could just put an order in the mail and get a gun delivered to an abandoned house or something, and just buy guns mail order. Which I understand that they wanted to close that up, because a lot of suppose you don't get your mail that day. All right, I'm getting a gun in the mail before the 1968 GCA. And I get a gun in the mail. Oh, well, I was at work today, so they just left a gun on my porch, and well, came home, my gun isn't there. My gun's not on my porch anymore. Um, and then mental health. Just feel free to research it because it'll take me more than the 10-minute YouTube time will allow for that. But what Obama's doing, he wants to take it a step further and just, federal law, meaning the whole country. He wants to make it so everyone has to get a background check for a firearm. And I feel that, yeah, it might save lives. Probably will save some, but it'll do other things as well. For example, there's a lot of people that have, well, they have records from their past, felonies, higher grade misdemeanors, and they're prohibited from getting a firearm because of that. And so then, for them to get a firearm, either I don't know, they can move to another state with more loose laws, or they can get one illegally, which that's anywhere in the world. People can pretty much get guns illegally, to my understanding, if you have the right connections. And uh, I just yeah, I'm mixed about it because there's a lot of people who aren't really bad people, but they do have something on their record. Maybe they were once bad, and As a result of that, they're prohibited persons, meaning they're not allowed to legally buy, buy. They can't pass a background check to buy a gun, basically. And that's as it is right now. Um, and with his rules, it'll just make them more strict. And well, suppose I get a ding, I get something else on my record, and then I'm a prohibited person, and his rules will make it so that I can't protect my property anymore myself like I could, like I can now. And I mean, I don't just speak to you guys, to you viewers. I'm sorry I keep saying the word guys as well, but I don't just speak to you viewers as somebody who doesn't know about this stuff. Like, I'm not a know-it-all, but I have had to fight in court to maintain my gun rights. A couple years ago, I went through a background check for a firearm. It said I had a warrant for my arrest in another county for some little trivial thing. And I'm not going to get into everything with it. And if you ask me, all those kind of questions, I might not answer them, but certain things I will answer. Um, yeah, uh, when they came and arrested me, when I was going through the background check, they said that I was carrying a gun without a license, carrying a gun in a gun store. And I'm a minority. If you can't tell already just by looking at me, I'm a minority. And I'm a Second Amendment supporter. And I didn't grow up with guns or nothing, but being as I grew up into an adult, I learned pretty quick that guns are important. Because I've continue to live in a bad area, and I just until I make it out of a bad area, I know it's pretty important. And then even if I lived out in the country, there's bears and stuff like that you need guns for. Well, it's good to have a gun for a bear. Grizzly bear definitely need a gun for those, or just avoid them. But yeah, well, and I had to go. They said I was carrying a gun in a gun store, carrying a gun without a license. As ridiculous as it was to me, and I ended up finding like, even though they wanted me to plead guilty and go ahead, plead guilty, and we'll give you a lesser charge. And but what they wouldn't tell me is plead guilty and you lose your gun rights. Plead guilty and you become a prohibited person. They didn't tell me that. I just automatically knew that, and about almost 2 years went by. That case was going on, and finally I dismissed it. After money and lots of stress, paying lawyers and stuff, it's gone. And yeah, I know what it's like to be a minority and have to fight for my gun rights. And I see all the time uh, how the criminal justice system will take gun rights away from minorities for drug crimes, um, for serious crimes, more serious crimes than drug crimes and whatnot. And I don't think it's right. Now, when I say drug crimes, I'll get into drug crimes a little. I'm not a drug and alcohol user. First off, I'm going to put that right out there to you. Alcohol, it's a depressant, and I've had a little bit of struggles growing up. I, I don't need a depressant. I'll just put it to you that way. And what do you call it? I see people in around the area. They sell drugs because they don't. Some of them are just stupid. Some of them they do it for money. Well, most of them, that's what they do. They just do it for money. They're not out there to rob you, to rip you off, to hurt you or anything. No, they want money. They don't want to be taxed on their money. They want to pay taxes, 20% of their paycheck, like me or you. Uh, they want easy, fast money. The problem is that if they get caught selling to the wrong person, they're going to lose their gun rights. And a lot of them don't know that until it's too late. And once they lose their gun rights, whether it's because they're a convicted felon or whatnot, they'll, I know there's a process. You can get your gun rights back. You have to get a pardon. It's called the Board of Pardons. I think the governor signs off on it or something. It takes like 5 years. Five fingers there, 5 years or something, like some crazy crap like that. But you can get your gun rights back after you get a felony or drug charge or something on your record, and Hopefully, I never have to go through all that. But I did learn that could have been what I would have had to do if they would have hung me for that stupid case. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people are very silent about this. Like I look on my Facebook and whatnot, and I'll see people, they're not really talking about this, but it's all over the news. There's Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Obama. There's these different politicians, Donald Trump, for example. There's another one that they have very differing views on gun laws. And me, I honestly, I don't care for Hillary Clinton's views on gun laws because she's someone that, I mean, she has to walk around with an armed security guard. All of them, all these politicians, pretty much that are going for to be president. Yeah, you're gonna need armed security guard for that. And I mean, Michael Bloomberg, for example, the big shit New York City mayor. That guy's a billionaire, and he's out there trying to take people's guns away and stuff. I think that's ridiculous. He can't walk around with his $1 billion. No, he can't just walk around with that. And if he does, he needs a gun. I'm sorry, he's gonna get robbed. Not by me, but by somebody. 'Cause I don't rob nobody. And that Hillary Clinton, her husband did the 1994 assault weapons ban. Her husband was president. Now she's going to be president. Just like George Bush, his father was president, then he was president. Kind of makes me think these elections are rigged, but it is what it is. And Donald Trump. I mean, me being a minority, the things he said about Mexicans and Muslims, I respect that he doesn't, he doesn't want to change the gun laws supposedly, but I don't think I'd want him to be my president. Bernie Sanders, I wouldn't be. I'm not keen on him either because that guy. I've listened to him and I've done a little research. Probably not as much as a lot of my viewers, but enough to say that I don't care for really what is it, Bernie Sanders, Trump, Clinton, and yeah, I don't care for like I don't care for a lot of these people. I mean, but if one of them is going to be president, I just want to put something out there. Though. Basically, just put something out there, see what YouTube viewers have to say about this. I know the quality ain't that great. It's only 240 or something, 240p, but that's because I don't have a high quality equipment. So feel free to leave some comments and suggestions and support your NRA, support your Second Amendment, because without it, we're not citizens, we're subjects. Just look at China, North Korea. As an American, I would never want to live in those countries because I understand that given the right to own and carry firearms is a very powerful right that a lot of governments do not trust their citizens with. And I wouldn't want to elect a president that would take that right away from me. Hopefully you won't either. End of the video.